Right, again I cannot see what I'm doing. Stay down. Because all I can see is black on the screen. There, I've added another yard to where they can go. That's their normal messy yard. So now they can come through here as well. And there's a little shed they can go into. It's got a mattress in it, insulated. They're only out here during the day. And they've got Elise with them today because she hurt herself about a week ago running through some scrap metal in my husband's shed yard, which normally the dogs don't go in there, only the old ones most of the time. And she was in there chasing a field mouse and ran through a lot of steel and caught her leg. So she's on rest. She's hurt it quite badly, but they don't like being on their own. It's not very nice. And in the house we have the puppies coming and going, so it's a bit messy. So I put her in with the pups because they're not exactly speedy, and she seems to be really good with them. And I was a bit worried she might be grumpy with a sore leg with them, but she's not. She's very good. So they're about the speed she needs to go. A lot of people, when their dog gets a limp, the vet says to crate them, gives them painkillers, and as far as I'm concerned, you're on the road to big injuries because the muscles waste very quickly if they're crated, and the moment you let them out of the crate they go silly and do stupid things. And because they've got painkillers, they don't feel the pain that is there. That means that nature intended to make them stop running. So she gets something to help her sleep at night, and I let the pain stop her from doing stupid stuff. And she's still exercising, but at a slow rate. Now it will probably take weeks for her to come right. The vet's seen her, and we decided, because we couldn't work out exactly what she's hurt, she's on it's an injection like cartrophin. It's for the joints. So I wonder if there's one asleep somewhere. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I'd say there's one asleep in the little kennel. They love that little kennel. It's insulated with a little mattress. Yeah, so back to the limp. There's a new injection. It's not cartrophin, but it's like cartrophin, and you give it weekly, and it helps any joint injuries. And if your dog ever gets a limp, before you do, once you decide it's serious enough to go to the vet, I would be anti-inflammatories, because bassets are very prone to stomach ulcers from it. And Agatha's going to roll down the hill rolling with the pup after her. Even one dose of anti-inflammatory can make them feel very sick and turn them off eating and start. And a long, long time ago, one basset in the early days before I knew better, by the time he'd had 3 doses of anti-inflammatory, he was vomiting up blood. So for me, it's just a no-go. And pain is there to stop them from moving. It's the same as me with my hip. I don't take painkillers during the day. My husband's just started the ride-on mower, so they're obviously terribly concerned about it. There's a few machines around here that get started at odd times and a lot of banging and noise, and then they had their scary sounds CD play a bit, so there they are. They've all just had a drink of milk, so they scratch because I haven't given them. They've probably got it on their ears and under their chin. Sometimes you can use a little face washer if they're drinking milk. It's milk with egg yolk, so it makes it particularly sticky. So actually these pups don't seem to like their chicken necks as much as the other pups. They seem to prefer they love their milk with egg yolk in it. And the reason it's egg yolk is because uncooked egg white can have an imbalance in it. If your dog is deficient in a certain enzyme, which I don't think mine are, they're on good diets, but if you actually feed too many raw eggs to a dog that is deficient in this enzyme, which I forget what it is, it's a vitamin sort of thing, egg whites make it worse. So because they get scrambled, omelettes and that are cooked, I like to give them an egg yolk, an uncooked egg yolk in their milk as a vitamin tablet. You get lovely shiny coats from it. And that was a shoe once upon a time. My husband's boot. They love old socks that put a knot in them, and old shoes, old boots. They love those. So poor Elise is spending time with the babies, and she's being very good. She's only about 12 months old. And of course there's a dog show on Saturday, so she won't be going. Typical. And yes, as I said, expect a limp like that to take absolutely weeks to even a month or 2 to come right. Whatever's happened to her is quite nasty. And she's on Cartrophin, there's another name, Synovan or something, injections once a week just to help if there's any joint injury. And I find those injections very helpful. I've never had a pup that's a dog that I've bred need an operation, orthopedic operation, but I have had my fair share of limps, and the worst that I've had to do is give them the Cartrophin injections, and they've always come good by the end of it. So and also bassets get painiotitis, which is inflammation in the centre of the bones from being heavy-boned dogs, and the vets don't see it very often. It's like growing pains, and there's no treatment. They just get through it. Mine don't seem to get it, but I know other people's bassets do, and a vet won't know. He won't have seen it very often unless he's seen a fair few bassets, and they'll misdiagnose it as something else when it's something that you just have to sort of live through. Painiotitis. We've got someone over there who's playing with an old bit of boot. Now, who have we got missing? They're recovering from their needles and microchip yesterday. And that's little boys. Typical boys. I've got about 2 girls here. We've got another one here lying at my feet. Another one on the shoe. One over there. I think there's one. There's one in the kennel having a cat nap. Or playing probably by themselves. Sometimes they get sick of the others. They get sick of the rough play, some of them. There we go, little angels. Okay, I better go and do something about lunch.